What's going on, gardeners? On today's 2-minute garden tip, I'm going to show you 3 different fruit trees that ripen their fruits in November so you can extend your growing season deep into the fall. The first fruit tree is the Feijoa, also known as pineapple guava. The Feijoa tree is tolerant of a wide range of climates and is hardy down to zone 7B. Feijoas start to ripen their fruits in the fall, and for me here in North Carolina, they ripen in late October and throughout November. And you know exactly when Feijoa fruit is ripe because it begins falling on the ground. There's no guesswork. All you have to do is look underneath the plant and then pick them up off the ground. The flavor is very unique. It's like a sweet, sour, citrusy pineapple. Absolutely delicious and unlike anything you've ever tried before. When growing Feijoa, make sure you pay special attention to what variety you're growing because some are self-fertile and some need cross-pollination. So if you're going to buy a Feijoa, make sure you know if you're going to need 1 tree or if you're going to need 2 unique trees for cross-pollination. The second fruit tree that ripens its fruit in November are satsumas, also known as mandarin oranges. This fruit tree, believe it or not, is only on its 2nd season, and it is loaded up with fruit that is in the process of ripening. Today is October 29th, so these should be ripe probably in mid-November. Satsuma mandarins are the hardiest of the sweet citrus trees, and they can survive all the way down to zone 8A unprotected once they're mature. And I think it's possible to grow them maybe even in some mild zone 7Bs with a little bit of protection. Now there are earlier varieties of Satsuma mandarins that ripen earlier. However, I think the 2 best varieties that are the cold hardiest and the highest quality are this, the Brown Select, and also the Owari Satsuma, and they ripen their fruits in November. This variety, Brown Select, ripens its fruit in early November, whereas the Owari variety that you see right here ripens its fruit in late November. You can see the fruit is still quite green and still has several weeks ahead of it before it'll be ready for harvest. And the third fruit tree is the persimmon tree. Now there are 3 different types of persimmon trees. There are Asian persimmons like this tree right here. Asian persimmons are hardy to about zone 7 and grow as small to medium-sized trees that top out at about 10 to 15 feet tall. American persimmon trees that are native to the United States grow much larger and can be 30 feet tall or larger, and they are hardy to about zone 4, so they are much more cold hardy. They also have American Asian hybrid persimmon trees like Nikita's Gift that have the 2 kind of combined into the best of both worlds. Those varieties generally have smaller stature and they have a cold hardiness somewhere in the middle around zone 5, zone 6. Pretty much all of the American persimmons have astringent fruit, which means you have to wait until the fruit becomes very soft, almost like a bag of jelly, before you can harvest them, and that usually happens after the first few frosts. Asian persimmon trees can be purchased either astringent, where you have to wait for them to be fully soft before you can eat them, or you can buy non-astringent varieties like this variety right here, which allows you to eat them with no tannin content before they're completely ripe, when they're still hard like an apple. However, even the non-astringent varieties will be a whole lot sweeter if you let them ripen and get soft. This variety is finally starting to get some give on it, and I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit softer before I harvest them, because the softer the fruit, the sweeter it will be. Growing those 3 fruit trees will allow you to extend your harvests deep into the fall. And that's today's 2-minute garden tip. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell to receive new video notifications, and check out our Amazon storefront and spread shop in the video description for a list of the gardening products I use and awesome custom designed apparel and other gear. Your support is greatly appreciated.